Hi Cityline, I'm Shannon Boodram and I am your sexual education coach for all parents today. Now I often get this question of when do I start talking to my kids about sex? When should I bring it up? And if you're asking this question and your kid is in double digits, you're already too late. The first time you talk to your kids about sex is the very first time that they ask. If they are 4 years old or 6 years old or 3 years old and they say, how come daddy's got a different part than I do? Or how do babies get made? The best thing you could do as a parent is start to build that trust early on and be honest. Don't tell them that it came from some unicorn horn or a stork came by. Tell them the facts in a way that they can understand. You know what? Mommies and daddies both come with different parts, and when you put them together, they create a baby which grows in mommy's tummy. Keep it very simple. When you get to the age of being a mommy or a daddy, that's when you're able to do this. Before then, it's not your time yet. So stress the age importance factor of it, but just be as upfront as possible. When they're 7 years old, they tell you like, so-and-so in my class was talking about boobs or whatever uncomfortable thing that freaks you out as a parent because like they're not supposed to know about this yet. But of course with the internet and our easy access culture, what kids used to know about and what they're exposed to now is totally different. Well, when they do come to you with those brazen questions because they're still young, honest, and they still trust you and know that you're a good source of information, again, be honest. Boobs are created, to create milk, and they're an important part of the female sexual reproductive system. Men have them as well too, but they don't necessarily make milk, but they can also feel good, and they're sometimes like a visual icon. But again, they're not to be touched. They're for people's personal space, and when you get older, that's something that you will be able to explore. So taking it step by step, and every time they ask you a question, giving the most factual, honest, level-headed response. Do not freak out, because the second that you do that, you no longer become someone they feel comfortable talking to about sex. And the biggest fear I think that parents should have is that their kids no longer even consider them. When it comes to a very important decision like your sexuality, I think that you want to be involved in those choices. And once you start making yourself a no-limit zone, a liar, or somebody who freaks out, then you lose out on that opportunity. The last tip I would give, I think that parents should be honest about their own sex lives, especially when your kid comes of the age around 13 or 14, they're starting to date, have experiences with someone they're attracted to. Now is a great time to start sharing your own stories. I find that a lot of parents try to make themselves appear sexually perfect in order to impress their kids or discourage their kids from experimenting. But the truth of the matter is, when you were 13 years old, you probably had your first love or your first makeout, or maybe you went to first base at that time. And if you lost your virginity not to the person who is their mom or dad, then be honest and share that. The more honest, vulnerable, and forthcoming you are, the more they'll feel comfortable coming to you with their missteps and their mistakes. So you want to keep the dialogue going. You want to be honest. You want to be supportive. You want to be excited, and just be there for your child.